Yeah, like my laptop. It's faster than it was before, but still extremely slow. But hey, progress. I've literally deleted all the apps on it,
Including OBS?
including OBS. I'm gonna have to re-download it.
That's no good. Alright, so welcome to the third day in a row of Ace Attorney, Twitch.
Sounds working that way.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. Torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up, too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. I'm sexist AF.
So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor,
No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godo said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. I'm sexist as well. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
The killers.
So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right?
In the garden. Yes, I think. I think it happened when the V victim was stabbed.
So then the person that carried you into the inner temple...
It could only have been the killer. Shelly is back!
Oh god.
That's what I think too. I think it was Shelly the killer.
So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple.
The killer, Nick. Duh.
Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yes, I think so.
Maya, do you even think?
No.
But why would the
it's
killer
too hard.
tamper with the crime scene like that?
For fun.
There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
Yeah, the shit I took in the garden. I mean, the shit the killer took in the garden.
I don't know.
It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence.
Maya, your hair looks nice today. Oh, thank you, Nick.
I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again.
The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. And my chat window in OBS is just not showing up.
So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It does look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern.
There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
Do you even lift, Miss Faye?
No.
Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away?
Well, there's one thing I can think of.
Snow cones.
Did you say that a lot of the victim's blood sprayed on the snow like it's an anime?
Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered.
In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow.
The bloody snow?
I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount.
That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood.
It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue.
But I think this will help explain them. I think I might have skipped over this one without pressing it.
The torches were lit.
Yes, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed.
I would say it was the killer lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be?
God.
God probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body?
That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya.
Very well. Let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene.
Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
So you're saying that you never saw the killer?
Yes.
But earlier, you very clearly say that you saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. Well, did we press that statement? Or is that what we just pressed?
We pressed everything, so and then it took us back to the first statement. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden. That's right. Victim was stabbed.
Oh yeah, okay.
Person carried the killer. Shelly the killer. Blah 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 blah. He's back. Place had totally changed. The killer did it. But why would the killer do it? There must have been something the killer got out of it. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did.
I might have missed this statement, or it might have been just one of those press this statement, then this earlier statement things. Yes, I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence from me. For my sake.
What? Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one of the Everyone knew that I was the only one of the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden,
She may have thought that you had done it.
No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened?
yes, I'm sure of it.
Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened.
They did for your sake.
Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right?
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If a real identity had come out then, it would have been terrible. Master crying killed by her own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it.
But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you?
That you Mia's sister?
Alright. So,
I
yeah.
don't know.
New statement. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened.
So are we proving... What are we trying to prove?
Well,
That it wasn't?
Is there anything that doesn't line up with the evidence? Do you want to go through the evidence again?
Yeah. 'Cause I have no idea.
Okay, we've got a delicious crawler. We've got some rock candy. We've
Yeah.
got occult.
Not important. Not important. Not important right now. 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 Not important. Not important. Don't think it's important. I haven't used it yet, but I don't. Not important. I don't think any of this is important. Not important. Right now. Not important. Probably important, but not. I don't think it's important for anything here. I don't know.
Okay, so the stone lantern from the garden with Maya written on it in blood is not important. Okay.
No, it is important. I just don't know what statement. Are we trying to prove that? Like, what are we trying? Like, what are we trying to put? Are we trying to prove that? Like, we're just looking for a contradiction.
Yeah. What doesn't line? What statement doesn't line up with the evidence? When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. Can you disprove that?
No.
By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. Can you disprove that?
No.
I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened. Can you disprove that?
I guess we could with the Maya thing, can we? Is that like
Try
a
it?
disprove? Sure. The body of Elise Donan was carried all the way to Hazakura's temple's courtyard. Then at the guard, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all that was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh, and what would that be? Would it be your face?
You may have figured it out by now, Mr. Gerdo. It's the message written in blood on the lantern. You know, the one you didn't see.
In other words, the bloody writing.
It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya.
Ah, that's my name.
If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern?
Ah, you're right. Order, order, order! But Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene?
Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow.
The bloody
Unless you
snow.
couldn't see the blood, and not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. Unless you couldn't see the blood.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior?
Yes, that he couldn't see the blood like you, Mr. Go, earlier.
Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern?
I don't know what the killer's plan was. But it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it.
Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern?
The killer wrote it. The killer didn't notice it. To pin the crime on Maya.
The killer didn't notice it. Prosecutor Goto, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains is the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought, and as you look.
The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case,
Who wears a blue suit with no tie? Really?
if that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose.
Bloody writing.
Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it.
But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that. You'd have to be a real dummy.
You're right. Mr. Go is a dummy. That's what I'm saying.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm very dumb.
You're also a dummy, Judge. There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether.
And who would
Because
that
he's
be?
colorblind to red.
Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing?
Well, it's specifically red on white. You can't see.
Yeah.
And that person
Go, 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 go.
Miles
Did
Edwards.
too. Oh, yeah.
It's Maurice Donim.
Oh, fuck. Can we actually get Larry convicted? Like, let's do it.
It was Mia Fey.
She dead, though.
It was Pearl Fey.
I mean, hey, listen, that was my first theory.
It was Prosecutor Goto.
Yes. Mr. Goto. This is what you said yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up, I know. And also I'm very dumb. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything or get a date because I'm such a loser. That is not what I sound like, trite, and you know it. You can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Goto?
This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented.
This lantern? There's something written on it. You'd have to be a real dummy not to see it. Why, it's written in blood. Nonsense. I'm not a dummy and I can't see it. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. And I am no dummy. I am very cool.
Mr. Goto, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. During the poisoning case at Bien.
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about this.
And somehow spilled coffee on it. What a waste of good coffee. I'll just lick it off. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Goto. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
You could see the coffee on the white apron. But you couldn't see the ketchup, because it was red.
You also think I've been wearing a suit without a tie this entire game. Wait, you mean you have been wearing a tie? Ha! It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Goto, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea. Because then I would just think I would have... Because then I would have no idea when the cup was empty.
Okay. I wasn't sure about it until now, but wait, red tea? Goto drinks coffee, he doesn't drink tea. Hang on. That's a little sus. I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Goto is a murderer!
Do tea drinkers and coffee drinkers have beef with each other or something? Why can't you drink both?
Goto can't drink both? He's never been shown to drink tea. This is the first time he's ever been mentioned. Therefore, it's not...
I mean, we've only seen him in court. He could have other hobbies.
No. I mean, I guess murdering is another hobby of his.
He could be like a Major League Gaming fighting game champ.
But there's no going back now.
He could be the world's best Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo
Finally
player.
figured out the truth. Mr. Goto, the defense at this time formally accuses you
Of being a big dummy.
You are the murderer of Mr. Lee Stonen, also known as Miss Misty Faye.
It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on, how does the little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there.
I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red.
This is rich. Do go on, Trite.
The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow.
The snow? How so?
Well, for example, why did the killer move all the snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the body snow, why not take out just the area?
If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that area? Yes, why didn't he take just that area? Arrgh! Could it be?
Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so he had to remove all the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area.
Objection!
Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark?
Not a chance.
Fancy pants.
The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine.
It seems that once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn. To say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Goto?
Wait just a minute!
Maya, don't butt in.
What is it, witness?
Mr. Goto isn't the killer! After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up.
Maya, you can't testify to something like that.
Why? What do you mean? I may not look it, but I'm... Eek!
After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't... I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, that's right. I am senile.
Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Maya, do you plan to cover for Goto no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice.
I'm going to have to shoot Mr. Goto.
Your Honor, let's hear her testimony.
And also give me a gun so I can shoot Goto.
If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I'd say we should not silence her.
Ha! Nicely done, trite. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder.
Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearly was there at the Inner Temple, too. Pearly was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Goto arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
Who is this Pearly?
That's my little cousin, Profe.
So when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry, but what you heard from someone else is simply not as admissible as testimony. It is called hearsay.
What? Come on! Pearly would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Wow. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best thing to say when you're under oath.
Ha! The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. But Mr. Goto, let's just move on to the cross-examination, if the defense has no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright?
Let's get this cross-examination started.
After the incident, Pearly was also stuck on the Inner Temple side that night.
So where did you think Pearl slept that night?
So where do you think Pearl slept that night?
We ignored the... I'm just... we try to actually read it. Anyway. Love. English doesn't exist.
Like I said yesterday, this is like the fourth release of this game in English, and they still
Yeah.
have, and you'd think they would have taken the time to scrub these. In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training.
But even so, why did she go to the Inner Temple in the first place?
Because she loves me.
It seems that Pearls became very worried about Maya. I was talking to her yesterday.
She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense.
Rose was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the Inner Temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Donan.
Next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone.
She searched the entire Inner Temple side, end to end.
Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times.
The Inner Temple side had two structures, a training hall and a spare prep room.
There's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it.
There was a storage shack, too. Rose was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined the storage shack all that carefully?
Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate.
So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room.
Rose didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge.
What do you mean?
I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd go out and wait at the foot of the bridge.
Oh, well, Pearly said that she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Poor little girl, all alone like that. Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern. Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock.
She couldn't let anyone see her. So she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls.
What happened after the bridge was finally fixed?
That's when Mr. Goro arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time.
It was your first time on the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godo.
That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question? Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness.
What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor.
How dare you? But touche, Mr. Wright. Oh well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godo? Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. If it hadn't have been for this case, I never would have visited there. Freezing cold temple in the mountains, I think I'll pass.
And we had never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh?
Ha! You want to say something trite?
In any case, I have to find the crack in Godo's armor.
So I can stick this knife in it.
Why cross-examine Maya, that is?
Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right?
Yes, then Mr. Godo. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
He cheered her up.
That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godo.
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee-powered robot. Ha! Cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves. In more ways than one.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. They probably should have brought bigger combs. The search would have gone faster. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way. Godo style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way. Judge style.
Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. Godo's investigation
Special Godo investigation!
You said that you conducted an investigation on your own. Did you find anything?
It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern.
Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles.
The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall.
Beauty.
Misty Fey, naturally, clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Oh. Oh. Sir, it was covered in gravy. Day after, you could not have noticed that. Western taste. Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy?
Brown meat sauce. Is that strange enough for you, Trite? So from there, you headed for the prep room.
Wait a sec. What did Go just say now?
Is that strange enough for you, Trite?
I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here.
This knife I'm going to stab Godo with.
Where was Go when the murder was taking place? In your
I'm
mom.
the victim doing the stabbing.
He must have already been at the other temple when it happened. I know how we can prove it. Creepy. Otherwise, he would have killed at least him. Or like, can we try the other? Wait, I just want to see what the other thing is. You know, ask cheered up instead.
We didn't get a new statement we can present evidence on from that, though. Just so you're aware.
Yeah, I want to try the other one. So you cheer froze up.
When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin, Maya Fey. Really? The bridge had burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there, she asked about you before she said a thing about herself. Really? I noticed that you weren't anywhere on the Inner Temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that, so I gave her my last cup.
Coffee?
With milk and sugar, to hide the bitterness of the harsh truth. Yeah, I gave coffee to a 9-year-old, what of it? What a sweet story, sniffled.
Yeah, Starburst with coffee. Why does not surprise me?
So what?
I don't know what to present.
You want to go over the evidence again?
Well, this is true. Next statement. True? For pearls, I think? I don't remember her mentioning she could find anyone. Okay. Okay. I don't know, like, if... Because the gravy thing is important, but that's not a contradictory statement. But I mean, like, it's not of A and B statements, but I guess... This is one of those stupid things where, like, I don't know.
It
Have to
might
present
be.
evidence.
Yeah, it might be a thing where we have to press something again after pressing a later statement.
Okay. So it's your first time at the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godo.
That's funny. Am I imagining things? Ha! You want to say something trite?
Just like I thought.
Godo is a dummy.
Godo is lying. His first visit to the Inner Temple really was after the incident. You should know about that piece of evidence.
Very well. Please go on with your testimony.
So I present on that. Present the gravy stain thing on that.
The gravy stained what?
The gravy stained Misty Faye thingy.
The gravy stained
Pink.
Misty Faye what?
Misty Faye, what's it called? Scroll?
Okay.
Poster?
Okay, I just wanted any noun out of you.
Present that on this thing. I got
No, I don't think I will.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Mr. Godo,
Why are you such a dummy?
the first time you crossed Dusty Bridge and went to the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because you just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll.
But Mr. Godo is right. That scroll does show a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
What's that wonderfully delicious smell?
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy?
It was pearls, but we're
why
not
gravy,
gonna
Nick?
mention that.
Yeah, we want to be careful not to finger pearls in court in case, you know, Hazakura Temple decides to like charge them for it.
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godo, you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder. You won't have any way of knowing that was Misty Faye.
Wait a minute, Nick.
Yes.
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crest there.
How bad. It's the mark of the master, correct?
Yes, the crests are to blame. Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark,
Then you could guess that it was a picture of Misty Faye on it.
Okay. But true, Mr. Gozo, scribe was underneath like this.
Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Wow, that was a good impression, Phoenix.
oh, thank you. I've been working really hard on it all week. Oh,
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant.
The crest means it's time to brush my teeth.
However,
Get it? 'Cause it's a brand of toothpaste?
I know, I get. Hell, he would have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godo, on the day of the murder, you were hiding in the Inner Temple long before the crime took place.
Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite?
No. What is it?
This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
That's right! Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene.
Of course, Mr. Godo. Of course, Mr. Go knew about the plan.
Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of this plan?
Yes, because I'm a lawyer.
What? What does it want me to present? No.
Okay.
Not this. 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 Not. Oh. Yes. Because it was open once before. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morphe altered the plan for daughter's future. And these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fey Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed.
Unsealed?
Yes. The killer had read the instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple.
And you still insist this crafty killer is me?
You bet I do. You betcha.
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right! Mr. Godo couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If you really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out.
Yes, and when was that?
During a visit.
Visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter Pearl about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hid.
Eavesdropping on a visit eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center?
Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godo.
Order, order, order! Mr. Godo, you're under fire again!
The murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you're the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder.
Humans are afraid of the dark, and yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
Why does he sound like a Kingdom Hearts character? Sorry for always that. What the fuck does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped. on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness?
Because he's Mia's. Right.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. I suck way too much to do that. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural.
However, you have a good reason, didn't you, Mr. An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
I'm big brain. Maya. Thanks for doing your best to cover from it. For the same reason.
Okay, Tripe, I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
It's very simple.
Yes, you are very simple.
Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you.
You're a creepo stalker who wants to marry her.
What's this?
There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. 1% that ties you and Maya Faith together inextricably. And it's Mia.
It's Maya herself.
Oh yeah, obviously not Mia. That's not
It's
right
Elise
answer.
Stonem.
It's me. Hi.
It's Sister Bikini.
I'm the yes. Nothing. There's a very good reason why Maya's life is very precious to you. After all, she is Mia's Faye's only sister.
Mia Fey.
You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney.
Wait a second here. Mr. Goto is a defense attorney.
Well, he was a defense attorney. With your honors, piercing intellect, there you go. You must have figured out by now. Your mom. That's the answer. The real name of this man who calls himself quote-unquote Godo. His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right?
Diego Almond. The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago.
6 years ago? What do you know?
Diego Almond. That name rings a bell.
It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia's Faye's first time before, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that all was a heartless, scheming demon in disguise. In the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her.
Because he simped.
Because he's so... Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked at.
Diego, not Diago.
Diego. Potato.
I'm pretty sure Doom would simp for you less if he heard you say that.
Okay, we'll let him come here then.
Mia, you can't cry yet.
Sure. I hated that cup.
Oh, we remember this.
The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Can you see the chat, by the way?
I could. I have it open in a different tab, but why did someone comment something?
Well, Kethel messaged me on Steam, and the chat window in OBS is still not there.
I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Delilah Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Delilah wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. Ah, I just remembered! 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse! You were poisoned! Even I didn't see it coming. Delilah Hawk.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
When this was mentioned! Oh
What?
my god, I completely forgot!
Forgot what?
I forgot, like, in that case, I talked about, like, the poison in the cup. I completely forgot about this. Never thought we would go. Anyway. Cool. Learning things. Connections. Anyway. Keep going.
Delilah Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press.
But you weren't dead at all, unfortunately.
No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma.
Let's see.
My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all my hair turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's terrible.
Apparently it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years have passed since I drank that poisoned brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open, from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had.
So, like, he didn't have any, like, family he still talked to or liked? Any friends? Even a pet?
He's like, I am a lone wolf.
Nobody loves me, but I did simp for this one woman who worked at my office. And she was dead when I came out of my coma, so I might as well just go kill myself. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed. The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee. Delilah Hawthorne.
This makes so much more sense now. So much foreshadowing. Oh my god.
Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. So, genuinely, when I first played this game, I assumed it was literal when Godo talked about coming back from the depths of hell to do battle with Phoenix. I thought Godo was legit a ghost prosecuting, and that was why in the for the for the first bit of this case when Phoenix couldn't defend because he was in bed, Godo was nowhere to be found. I thought that was because like he's a ghost. He can only haunt Phoenix. So like if Phoenix isn't on a case, he can't like be perceived and such.
Interesting. But fair.
She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me. When I woke up, I was very lonely. That's so sad. You're so pathetic, Mr. Godo. For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what are your 2 reasons to live?
The first was you, trite.
Huh? Me?
If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fane never would have died, much less the way she did. He's still on his bullshit.
Are you blaming me for this?
You were the only one who was there to protect her. You were the only man in her life, and obviously, if she had a better man in her life, then she wouldn't have, you know, been murdered when she was alone in her office with her murderer.
Mr. Godo, I don't think you're right here, but okay.
But you let her die. It was all your fault. I'm very sexist.
It wasn't like that, it wasn't my fault.
I wanted to see for myself what kind of a man you really were. And I'm not impressed at all. Like, you don't even wear a tie with your suit. What's up with that?
Mr. Godo, you can't see red on white. That is what's happening here.
I'm choosing not to believe you. I think you're lying to save face. You just don't know how to dress yourself. So that's why you became a prosecutor. My other reason for living? She goes by the name of Maya Fey. So like both of his supposed reasons for living work at the exact same law office, and he never like popped by to say hi. Huh? You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Kurian village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was playing something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. So naturally, when I found the letter, I burned it up, and Pearl never saw it, and none of this ever happened. Oh, wait, no, that's not what happened.
That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center.
I knew the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. I could have, you know, prevented the entire incident outright, but no. I wanted to do this for my own ego. Yeah, that makes sense.
If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she would never have helped out. Help out.
Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Faye. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl's fate. But how did you contact my mother? She'd been missing
missing for almost 20 years.
Officially, yes.
What? What do you mean officially?
My mom.
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government?
Now that you mention it, but he did say something to that effect. Yes, I did. They have very strong ties to the government. She said the Master Quran has great authority. Has great authority.
Even without her official position, Misty Faye still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time, even though they thought she was a fraud. That's how I was able to contact her.
And told me about my mom?
Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you? And she could have come back at any time in the past 17 years?
Literally awful.
Don't ever forget. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always...
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff? The one with the sword in it? That's really cool. The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hasakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff, and I showed her my special staff. Buzzing. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fay if necessary.
I'll stab my own sister, I don't give a fuck.
Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
Mother...
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan.
You mean pearls, don't you?
We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne.
Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight?
Well,
If you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together after I tie you to a chair.
We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up.
She was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body, and she didn't have herself tied up first. What do you mean?
she channeled the spirit first. The pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself.
As Master of Kurai, Misty Faye's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple. Just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne.
Go though.
Anyway,
I guess that much.
say again?
I guess Gojo's not that much of an arsehole, but he is.
I mean, he really is, because, like I said, he could have just burned the letter or replaced it with one that didn't contain an evil plot, but he chose
Drama.
to, yeah, he chose to let it happen so he could try to be the big hero for reasons of his own ego, because he's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
That's all I'm going to admit to. Trite.
Huh?
There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But You're gonna have to do the rest yourself. And we're now an hour and 10 minutes in. I'm definitely glad we chose to stop when we did last night.
Yeah.
Background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? And why was it fucking Godo again? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey, and I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Almond. Well, Trite, if you're the real deal, finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick! Please, don't!
Maya, I'm sorry.
I heard the whole thing. From my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Almond. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too!
Maya, I know that.
Nick!
But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify.
Miss Fey, your testimony, please.
I'm pretty sure if we get a game over at this point, Iris still goes to jail.
This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
All right, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder?
Time of the murder. Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead, though. She struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness.
These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Ha! Things break, Trite. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Fey? It looks like you still can't prove it.
Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me.
Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness.
Light shining in the dark. I don't think you could make a mistake about that.
Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. And I can't tell you for sure they were from Mr. Godo's mask either.
I don't get the feeling. I don't feel covered them either, but that's fine. Hang on. I know. But just after that, you turned towards the lights and called for help. Is it because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Godo's mask?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember. After all, there was a person I couldn't identify in front of me.
Maya's life was in terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly.
All right then, let's go on. Let's go on with the testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights?
It's your mom, That blood was Adalia Hawthorne's blood.
No, it didn't taste like hers. It tasted like my mom's. I think so, probably. Just at that moment, I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice.
So that was when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with the murder weapon. Is that right?
Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation.
Anyway.
Oh my god, my laptop working. I'm on my laptop now, it's working. I did it!
Is it not as fast as is it not as slow as it was?
Yeah, it's about the speed it was when we first started streaming, which is good. It's still slow. Like, Discord is still really slow. Like, it's not super slow. I can get through it. Anyway, sorry.
Can you see the chat on it? See if Kethel was saying anything?
We'll check.
Alright, while you're checking that. Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that?
She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her.
Bet. I have to reopen Twitch. Just struck back. How do you know that?
Well, you're right. I
Almost
didn't see it exactly, but I can tell by the sounds of their breathing and movement. I heard a punching noise, and then I heard that Roblox oof sound. Oof!
Oh my god.
And also the smell of blood.
You've witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have to in one life. So then, what did you do at that point?
I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do.
You still see the red lights you mentioned earlier.
Yes, I think so. But suddenly the red lights went out and the whole area was dark.
They went out.
Yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all.
What could it mean now?
I love that. The red lights were coming from Gozo's mask. And they went out right in the middle of a fight.
Maybe the mask was damaged.
Or maybe it was knocked off.
Or maybe batteries ran out. Right, Trite? Or maybe those little red pinhead-looking lights just stopped working.
That really happened then.
Just at that
Also,
moment,
I
there
didn't
was a
see anything from Kethel in the chat.
Okay. But you do have the chat open?
Yep.
Okay, so if Kethel does say something else, you'll be able to see it and respond to it.
Yep. Oh, Kethel said darn. I don't know what Kethel said beforehand. I didn't see it. And it's not there in the chat. But that may be just because it reloaded, so. Anyway, hi Kethel. If you say something now, I'll be able to see it.
Who can it be now? Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream.
What do you mean? Oh, God, why together? What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out?
Yes, that's right.
The scream that you heard then was Adalia Hawthorne.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. It was the Mario 64 oof. Oof!
What?
No,
So then that scream came from the killer.
that's got to be it.
I think.
Okay, Maya, don't lie now.
Delilah Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it.
And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow. I guess.
What about the other knife that has not the victim's blood on it? Could it have Goto's blood on it? Dun dun dun!
Could it have Phoenix's blood on it somehow?
Maybe.
Well, Mr.
I mean,
Wright-
they didn't do a full analysis for some fucking reason.
It seems to make sense to me.
Sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. There's a contradiction. There's a contradiction. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction.
Yeah, that makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct.
From her testimony she just gave, before the killer let out a scream, Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim.
Is that right?
She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream.
I mean, if the sword went all the way through, you could still use it on someone else by like tackling the person who stuck you with it.
I suppose. Must have been something other than the staff.
If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, trite.
There's only one thing I can think of.
Almonds.
That could have been used as a weapon here. Also, why is this like working better than like on my phone or my iPad? Like a laptop? Thank you for working again. Anyway.
As I keep saying, mobile is a shit platform.
Somehow even my shit laptop runs it better.
Yeah, reject mobile, return to desktop.
Oh, also Kethel says, at least he admitted to that. Assuming you don't pass out from the blood. From the blood? The pain. Can I read? No.
If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer?
Okay, we already know
Gravy.
what this is.
She used gravy, Your Honor.
Listen, gravy, that goes in your face? Listen.
She picked up the stone lantern and bonked Goto on the head with it.
Literally Yakuza like a dragon. Literally. Anyway, dagger.
She used the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. You know, the one that we didn't fully analyze the blood of!
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Honestly, I think Morrowind was the best Elder Scrolls game.
This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck in a pine tree.
Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me, like a puppy.
Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this. And she managed to wound him as well.
Objection!
Goto, lift up your shirt.
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim.
No, it wasn't. It literally says this in the evidence.
We
Have
literally
you
ruled-
forgotten that
Yeah. The victim is literally the one person we've already ruled out, Goto. Come on.
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? I mean, well, it wasn't tested that much. Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood.
Maybe it's your blood, trite.
The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. Goto, lift up your fucking shirt.
So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer?
Exactly. Goto, come on now. I mean, you're hot. I just want to see you shirtless. I mean, I don't simp for you. I just want to see you shirtless. That's it. That's it. The DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond the shadow of doubt.
You still simp for him slightly, despite hating him also.
Oh, I hate him more than I simp for him, but like, he's hot. I can't admit that he's not hot, and I want to see him shirtless. Oh yes, Mr. Goto, it would prove that it's your blood!
Nice theory, Trike.
What do you mean, nice theory? What do you mean, nice theory? Why is this always a nice theory? Nice theory from Goto. Like, fuck off!
I mean, it is literally his job to argue with you. Come on.
I know, but it's fucking annoying.
Order in the court.
Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. I think. Anyway.
Ha! Let me ask you something, Trike. Let's just say that it turned out I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that?
Yes. What?
Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the court. Yes? What does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it.
It can't be!
In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trike. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance.
What?
In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness, continue your testimony.
Wait a minute.
What's the problem?
I know I probably shouldn't say this, but I have to pee really badly. Also, there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation.
Maya? My explanation? Oh god.
This dagger, you said that it wounded the killer.
That's right.
But if Mr. Almond had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rib in them, right?
Well, he obviously could change his clothes. Can no one change clothes in this? Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That solved the contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. No duh.
Ah, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple...
He was scratched, like, across his face. When the mask fell, then it would be covered. But anyway.
Mr. Almond was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes.
Echo says, considering they all wear the same outfit every day, that's a legit concern.
Order in the court. I missed the rest of that line.
Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him.
But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. It was an act of God. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes?
Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Or did I take dumb pills? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder!
I know why I always take off my clothes before I commit murders. Always do it in the bunk. That's one of my rules.
Replo says, in case he soiled his pants? I mean...
Well, I mean, considering how much coffee he drinks, that is a legitimate concern.
Yeah, these are all, like, fairly legitimate concerns. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them!
Objection!
That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. Only I, as cool as I am, could survive those temperatures in nude. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you would be frozen solid. Not me, though. I'm too cool.
Ah!
Ah! So that's all you've got? I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Steve Urkel. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. She was too confident, that's why she had to die.
Pearl, channel Mia real quick.
So come on, Trite, can you do it or not? Well, I'm pretty sure Pearl is currently channeling Mia, but like she and Goto have an unspoken agreement that Phoenix has to handle this himself.
Yeah.
How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Almond of being the killer. But can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence?
Probably. The question isn't whether I can prove it or not.
It's whether I can save my game or not, and I can.
Whether I can prove that he's... You know. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have.
It's the only choice I have left.
I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you wanted.
Ha! That's good. A fighter till the bitter end, Trite. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point. Also, notice how this is the corner theme from the first game.
Very epic.
3 games later, still an absolute banger.
Well, the music is an absolute banger.
Why don't we go for the unlimited penalty?
Oh, okay. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godo? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need.
These nuts, bitch! Give me a break. You've got nothing, Trite.
So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle.
I've got to turn it about. I've got to gyakuten it, you might say, in this trial, or saibon. Alright then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you've got.
There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination.
Goto is a dummy.
The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger.
But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a bloodstain on his clothing.
Wasn't on his clothes, Your Honor. There's one place. One place the killer could have hidden his wound.
What did you say?
Hidden?
I'm very cool.
This is it! My last stand. You need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound.
It's the end
Yeah,
of the
Temple
line.
gets it.
The final stop, right? Let's hear what you've got.
I think I already mentioned this earlier.
Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wound?
Wait, do we have to present evidence to show it? I don't know how we present evidence. I mean, it's behind his mask. Do we literally just present his profile? I'm confused. Oh.
Ha! I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Trite?
He's seen ghosts.
Yeah. Also, he says that speech. He says that speech when you present the wrong evidence as well. So if you're trying to save scum through this unlimited penalty, you're gonna, and you find yourself like resetting after his first line. You know, you're gonna be at it a while.
Yeah.
What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him?
Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound!
And I can prove it with the power of my stand. Mamma Mia!
It's beneath your mask! During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream.
Oof!
That's right, your mask went flying off your face! Mr. Goto, would you mind removing your mask? Let's see that handsome, dashing face of yours. You have a dagger wound under there somewhere.
Under there.
There. I don't know why that came out like that, but anyway. Then I'd say this whole case is solved!
Cause we're simple country folk, you see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The coffee-powered robot short-circuited.
Legit.
Mr. Almond?
Just now, I saw her spirit in you.
Huh?
I never liked you. 6 years ago.
Oh, gee, that was real nice of you to give me this necklace. Thank you. I would love to go out with you.
You helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison.
He acts like Phoenix knew about this and was conspiring. He didn't know. He didn't know anything. Phoenix is a dumbass. We know this. He was an art major. He was an art major.
And as has previously been established, Goto's an asshole. A stupid asshole. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. It's totally your fault. I can plausibly blame it on you somehow. Because I'm an asshole. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I can never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Almond.
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive
Was myself.
was me.
I knew it! I knew it!
Yourself. I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I mean, really, she made her own choice. It was Red White's fault that she died.
Yep.
I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I ran so far away. I just ran. I ran all night and day. Couldn't get away. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name, Diego Almonds. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. I decided it would be more fun to be a prosecutor. You get to be mean, you get to make shit up.
Kethel says, that kind of bothers me. Not noticing that Nick was totally heartbreaking by Mia dying too is a blatant example of negative infinity empathy. I never heard the term negative infinity empathy before.
Or to put it another way, it's an example of Goto being an asshole.
But you saved Maya!
Yeah, that was my pledge. Up until just now, anyway.
What do you mean?
Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
But I didn't do it. Well, Okay, I'm just gonna throw in my own 2 cents there. The correct answer of who should I talk to about saving Maya would be Maya herself. There's this little thing called autonomy. Ever hear of it, Godo? But
Like,
this as we've gone over before, this game has issues with women. So whatever.
yeah, it's
But
definitely it has some things that have not aged well.
I wouldn't say so much not aged well as much as we're wrong from the beginning, but splitting hairs. But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved, because obviously men are the only people who matter. See, this is why Misty Faye died, because I went to women for help. If I had gone to a man,
Oh my god.
do you know why? The real reason?
No? Why?
I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation. That's why I let you walk right into a. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me.
You're wrong.
About so many things, Mr. Godo. So very many things. Mostly about women.
Mostly about women. You put your life on the line to save Maya.
Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. This line right here was the exact point where I decided, man, fuck this guy, he sucks.
Yeah.
But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. Yeah,
This
if it had been Pearl channeling Dahlia, and everything else in the game went the same. No, I don't think anybody out there would like this character.
Nope.
But I still pick it up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Probably a marquee scrolling the words "I hate women" across the screen over and over again. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Fey? Or was it something else? Misogyny? Was it my hatred for women everywhere? And also a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier.
Hatred for Dahlia is valid, but that's the only hatred that is valid.
Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. You never knew anything to start with. Shut up. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I don't remember how old he was in Mia's first case.
30-something, I think.
I think he might be like in like his 40s by this point. Like early 40s,
that makes sense.
Maybe. But yeah, it only took him 4 decades to realize he sucked. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. A stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom and throwing coffee at you. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. That's why she's yours, Stand, now. In that one moment, I understood everything.
Mr. Godo, you're an asshole.
I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Almonds.
Mr. Almonds, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me.
Thanks. Please bleed to death.
Your wound! It's bleeding.
Ha! Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Almonds.
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Please bleed to death. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over?
I think so.
It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? Defendant,
Yes, Your Honor?
although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in and of itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. You owe me like 7 years of child support.
Oh my god.
I want to apologize to you.
Apologize to me. For what?
For the case 5 years ago, of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover?
Not exactly, but yeah, something like that.
She wanted to.
Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me.
It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister, you only met twice.
Huh? Oh, this is going where I think it's going? We only met twice?
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Almonds in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way. It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were...
For those 8 months, the one that you thought was Delilah Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia, was it? Iris?
slow.
So when she simps for me as soon as I went to the temple. That's actually kind of
slow.
cute, though.
Yeah, bit slow on the uptake there, Phoenix, but whatever. I'll give you a pass. It's been a long trial.
That's actually, like, kind of cute, though. Anyway.
It's super sweet until you like think it through, because like
I hope one day you can forgive me, Beanie.
Because like, Dahlia's whole thing is she wanted her necklace back because it's technically evidence, and she's afraid that if if anyone thinks to like check Phoenix's necklace, that they'll be like, oh hey, we've got evidence to go lock up Dahlia. So like she wanted the necklace back. So Iris was like,
Okay, I'll go get it back.
and like it took her like dating. They were dating for 8 months, and she didn't think to say,
Please give the necklace back. It was my grandmother's. I wasn't supposed to take it. Please.
like just make up a simple lie like that, or just have a one night stand and make off with the necklace while he's sleeping.
Yeah, but You mean...
But I also get it. If characters did the smart things, we wouldn't have a story.
Also, Kethel says, I would not be surprised if Phoenix needed headache medicine after all this. Yeah, I feel that.
That's right. I lied to you for 8 months.
But why? Why would you do such a thing? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you...
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepare for the worst.
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She already had
What you
so
don't know is I'm extremely stupid.
She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me.
And then you came to me. Oh my.
Oh my god. Oh my. You came to get the ball pendant back from me in her place.
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. So she killed someone else. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, she would confer with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Noticed what?
My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her.
Oh,
If it meant
damn.
her life or mine.
Iris.
Damn, that was a heavy confession.
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings toward you, they changed.
I have something to say to you, too.
Here's a restraining order. Please sign it.
Oh my god.
Yes?
You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty. I still believed in you.
Aww.
Thank you.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. I've got my channel open on my phone so I can see the chat now.
Kethel says, I would not be Kethel says, I see now why some fans wanted a Phoenix Wright Netflix drama series. Well, they don't really need to go to Netflix for it. They already made an anime out of the trilogy.
I need to watch the anime after we're done the trilogy.
Yeah, you can watch it. Like, you can start watching it immediately after this session, because they cover the original trilogy, but they also leave out the extra case we're about to do next.
Okay.
So it literally has nothing left to spoil you on. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright?
He got the coffee! Oh, he got the coffee! Yeah, I think you're right. He got the coffee! Oh!
He got the call.
It's not thrown on him this time.
The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Stone. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Court is now adjourned.
Kethel saying they might also watch the anime. Whether either of you end up watching the anime or not, I strongly recommend looking up the bloopers of it, because they are funny.
Makes sense. So I guess it's all over.
Fucking finally.
Only took us, what, like 3 streams? The way everything ended, was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand.
I mean, he did kill Maya's mother, and he did have a very good opportunity to prevent the incident from happening at all. So yeah, I would say it's just for him to be in prison, Phoenix. Of course, justice was served.
Mia!
I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant.
But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you.
The man who simped so strongly for you.
You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible.
You mean, with that verdict?
I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me.
Mia!
You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you.
Mia!
I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday, Phoenix.
And Mia Fey was never seen again.
I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I've found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer.
Nick.
Maya!
I guess it's just like my sister said.
Mia? What did she say?
That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end.
But...
Come on, cut it out with that gloomy face! Casey, me, Sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick.
Maya. How? How could you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? Your mother was literally murdered in front of you! Oh, clearly, you were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered! Youch! Franziska?
Still as salty as always, Phoenix Wright.
Excellent work, Wright.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth?
That look.
When did you get back?
That look. Oh, he's turned on right now by Phoenix, just saying. That look. Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Franziska have actually been helping me.
Helping you?
These two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial.
Blah 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 blah. Franziska, blah 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 blah.
The defense wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Blah 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 blah. Miles Edgeworth, blah 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 blah. Wow, but where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day.
Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head.
Oh, ouch! Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, friend. Franziska, right, that's your name.
I don't suppose. Oh, I don't suppose there's room for me in this group hug, is there?
Oh, Larry! No, there isn't. Go away.
What's with the longer than usual face?
I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once.
Yep, that's
Neither
going in
is
my cringe comp.
Lauren.
Yep, that's going in my cringe compilation.
Critical.
That's not true, right, Nick?
What? You're asking me? It's totally true.
Well, Nick, is it true? I've got a place
Yes!
in this world, right?
No, you don't.
No! Huh? Oh, no, of course.
I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good.
Yes, Larry, it's true. Go jump in Eagle River.
No, oh yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really bad. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Absolutely dog shit. What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Franzi? Did I draw you well, too?
Why do you think I'd possibly be captured by a mere fail?
Because I am
Blair.
Franziska von Karma, and I am very pretty.
Franziska von Kami, she's so... Blair. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. 10 cents at least.
So then you'll do it? Like you promised? You're gonna model for my next picture book? Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip?
Don't get
What
carried
the
away!
fuck? What the fuck is that name? Oh,
He wants
That
to write a
sounds
children's
interesting.
book about Franziska whipping people. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. Painting a pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Oh. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around.
Pearls. Where could she have gone? Normally, she would have been made a beeline for Maya.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly! Pearly! Here, girl. Pearly!
Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful, despite all that has happened.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't understand it either.
Franziska.
I smell a choice coming up.
That's right, she lost her father fairly recently as well.
I sent him to the chair myself. Go me.
Go me!
I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can.
What do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry.
The one who was hurt more deeply than Maya could be Pearls? Edgeworth. I think I'm starting to understand too.
Nah, it's totally Godo. He got stabbed after all.
That's true. Oh,
Then tell me, Phoenix Wright, who is Maya Fey being strong for?
For you, actually.
for you. For me, actually.
Why did you just show me that, Phoenix Wright? I have no idea what purpose this is supposed to serve.
Just trying to be funny.
So funny.
For herself.
For me!
For
I mean, I don't have a
me
profile,
up.
but for me. No. Pearls.
Perfect.
The poor kid, after all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan, even though Morgan is a bitch. It's for the good of the Fae Clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word.
Oh, that was a Morgan quote, actually. It's for the good of the Fae Clan.
I'm sure she believed in every last word.
Ethel said no one tell Pearl she had a murderer's ghost in her body. But that's the thing. She tried to, but failed to channel the murderer.
Yeah. She only had me on her body. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy.
And if Morgan's plan had succeeded, then Pearl would have been able to channel Maya.
It shows how true and devoted she is to Maya.
But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. All for the sake of Godo's wounded pride.
And that's exactly why Maya's putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again.
Oh, hey, so this is where y'all were. Wow, looks like we got a... Ouch! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My VIP just seems to have a mind of its own.
What's up, Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sorta kinda gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Ah! Pretty good work, Scruffy. That VIP was your reward.
Detective Gumshoe. You said a first-class French restaurant, you don't mean...
Very good. Where else?
I knew it. We're doomed.
Maggie's probably giving him like an employee discount or something.
Probably.
Come on, everyone, let's go. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you, Crybaby, you're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the Loser's Shack eating potatoes.
You know, Maya's taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls.
Pearly, Pearly, your girl.
Oh, Maya. What's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Pearly, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh. She's missing again.
I'll bet she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, so I called the village, but no one has heard from her. This has never happened before.
As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah, what is it, pal?
Could you guys go on ahead?
We really don't want to eat at Travian.
But what about you?
Maya and I will... We'll join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick?
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah, but you're the... Ah! Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, right?
We won't. You're giving me that face again, Edgelord.
But where should we look? Where could Pearly have gone?
I mean, to be fair, he had the same expression when he was telling Phoenix that he should totally court Franziska.
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to.
So maybe Edgeworth wants him and Franziska to double team Phoenix?
Oh.
Specifically not a threesome because, you know, they're siblings.
Hazakura Temple?
Pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon.
Sister Bikini? What are you doing here at Hazakura Temple where you live?
I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight.
So she's here? Pearly's here?
She's in the trading hall. Why don't you hurry along and go and see her?
Oh, okay. Pearly's not here.
Ah. Maya! The hanging scroll! The gravy's gone!
Ah! Someone cleaned it off. I can see my dead mother again.
It's got to be pearls. Oh, I didn't catch it on screen. I have to be a bit louder. Mystic Maya!
Pearly! Why did you just leave like that?
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother! That's why you came here. The least I could do to pray for your happiness.
You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mother is gone. But how do I say this? I'm still happy.
You don't have to lie just to make me feel better.
No, really. It's true. The only reason the only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Almonds, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do.
Mystic Maya! I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty.
Sister Bikini!
Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night.
After dishonoring the good name of Kurai, I don't have the right to face my daughters. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die, which will be soon. I know this because I've read the script.
Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets.
Oh, Dodo, you asshole! I totally regret working with you.
You'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. But that's the master's talisman! A thing that must be kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents. That's... a photo?
Ah! Mother.
It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth.
I'm pretty sure in the animal kingdom there are animals who fight to protect their own young and like pack mates and such as well. But whatever. Phoenix is an art major. What does he know?
He's doing his edgy monologue. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Oh, that's so cute picture.
So as it turns out, Pearl was taking part in a Fey family tradition.
Even when the battle's over, the bonds that connect us are severed.
I'm sure when Misty and Morgan were young, at least one of them ended up smashing the urn at some point too.
Yeah, this has been smashed forever. Ami's Faye's soul has just like disappeared. That's it.
The first Fae to smash Ami's urn was probably Ami's grandchild.
Definitely. Even though we always return, time and time again. That's such a cute picture though, oh my god. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando. And Maya's mother, too.
Young Me is cute.
I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. Ah! This is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things are finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But, I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise.
Well, I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back.
Alright, we're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance.
Okay, Mystic Maya, Oh, it froze. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. There we go. You know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but...
What is it, Nick?
Reservations for training is fine and all. But why for 3? Why am I a part of this?
Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Pretty sure I do not have any capabilities of spiritual training. No thank you. No thank you.
I'm pretty sure I had tears welling up at this line the first time I read it.
It's very sweet.
It's like he really is an honorary Fae. At least until he actually marries into the family.
Huh?
With either Maya or with Iris. One of the two.
I'll be waiting for you, pretty boy, and you better bring that edgy with you too. I'll make it for 4. Sister
Definitely
Key
not.
will take special care of you.
Definitely not with Pearl, though. That's not happening.
No. Huh? Huh?
It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course, naturally.
Huh? 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 That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on coals, right? Right?
I just got the first battery is low. Please charge. Warning from my headphones. So good thing we're at the end.
We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time, right, Nick?
You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure, of course you can.
Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps too.
Well then, here goes nothing.
It's a tradition.
I will not be doing that.
I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master of Kurine and the official manager of Renko Law Offices. And I have to be a good big sister to Pearlie and Nick, too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that.
That's never happened before. What?
Yeah, text is going automatically now, so, read fast.
I'll try my best.
So it's true, Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through with the special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Oh, Nick is really a simp.
Ethel says, didn't show what Phoenix said? Damn. Well, what he said was objection.
Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off.
Yes, but somehow you just don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, stabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir.
Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly.
Ew.
Yikes.
Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Kurine exhibit were a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen for almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip, and said that I must show you what I've learned.
Kethel says, soiling himself is Gumshoe's specialty.
Desi and I started a company called Master Mass Consulting.
We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all criminals in the city.
Our motto is cut it out, please. Well, we also sell plans to the criminals. It's kind of a side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals.
Ryuki, hello.
Goth time.
I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre. So I lent him 500,000. I never get the last part special.
And a
Thick
tea
tea.
set.
When I mixed with by my own hands, but he's drinking it now. When through compromise, he Makoto Fujimi, Takashi Koki,
Koiki.
I'm just old and in the way. A wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper.
69. Nice. Noriyuki Owadare.
Iwadare.
Iwadare. I'll get in there.
As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elk. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mada. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. His name is also a palindrome.
Bikini Kimura.
Akemi.
My, more reporters. Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazine likes us because it provides such a nice visual, especially in spring. Hello, boys. Can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Wow. Mashiro Okamoto.
Masahiro.
Katsumi.
Kumiko Suikane. Suika.
You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeny. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come here and visit me the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed.
Pearl trying to keep Phoenix honest.
Voice.
Ben Judd, who works with, who I think he left Capcom with Keiji Inafune when he left. Miles Edward, Sean, I'm gonna say King.
I don't think it's Sean. I've never seen Sean with an O.
Christina Catano.
Not Go, though.
James C. Wilson. Fun fact, in Japanese, he's voiced by Hideki Kamiya, creator of Devil May
Who?
Cry.
Oh.
Francisca von Kama, Janet Sue. And then there's me, Winston Payne. I'm voiced by David Quisling. More or less all these voice actors are just Capcom employees. Or were at the time. What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one is here to greet me. I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit. Now I've got no one. And what kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? What with all the flashing lights and switches, I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I going to do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? If I bring them over to I really can't accept these, I'm afraid. But something's made look not too hard. Oh, sight reading is hard.
She does say a lot.
Atsushi Inaba. Finally found something I love to do. Frenzy's whippity whip trip is gonna turn the art world on its head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all.
Oh my god. At least he's self-aware.
Shinji Mikami. I believe that's the Resident Evil guy.
Oh, that's actually kind of cute, though.
And remembering the fallen.
I don't know.
And that was Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations for the Nintendo DS. Saving, do not turn the system off.
Only turn it off. Corrupt all your files.
Alright, I would love to stick around and do a more detailed outro, but I've got low battery warnings on my headphones, so just join us on Starburst channel hopefully tomorrow for more Yakuza Lad, and then come back here the day after for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the first game, with the fifth case they added for the DS version, Rise from the Ashes. Hope you all had fun. Hope to see you all again. Bye.
Bye.